What's up? Big Herc916. Positivity, motivation. Like to keep you guys laced up. And, I did a video the other day about the slave trade, talking about the Barbary Coast and just what a lot of the slaves endured as far as on their trek to the United States, and for those that survived, how strong they had to be as far as genetically to make it over here. But what I didn't speak on was there were a lot of blacks already over here that they don't talk about in the history books. Africans had been traveling and had routes that they used, and on many voyages, coming to the Americas, going down to South America, the Caribbean. Not every black that came to the United States was a slave, which is kind of what they want to sell us on. There was a lot of free blacks here already, and there's an interesting dynamic with that. With a lot of those blacks that were here, they're autonomous. They had their own economy going on, their own social structure, but we don't hear about that because it's not conducive to the narrative, which makes it, which feeds into the victim situation, which makes us feel inferior, if you accept it. If I can trick you into feeling inferior, I can exploit you. It's just like finding a fine-ass female, working at the drive-thru at McDonald's, and, some dude tries to, pull her up out of there and offer a few more dollars. And now he got her, doing some things, and she don't realize how beautiful she is, and she's basically selling herself for a little bit of nothing. First off, by working at McDonald's, and second off, by going on with this old dude who's kind of exploiting her, and her value is way beyond what she realizes. Well, it's no different than a lot of, blacks that are over here that are basically claiming that they are incapable in the sense because they think that they didn't have anything, when in all actuality they had a lot, but they stripped us of a lot of that as far as with the history and just what took place. History is always written by those who control the narrative, and we know that there is a lot of situations which are based on racism, ignorance. I can't make anybody like my black skin. I can't make this guy over here not feel some kind of way because I come into the room and I scare him. I can't, make myself lighter because I don't want to be lighter to begin with. But, I was born this way for a reason, and to share a message. It's the same reason why, these guys over here idolize the next man that, could run fast, jump high, bust his wife's cheeks, because they know that this guy is he's on another level. But in all actuality, in the reality of it, they don't want to come out and admit it because it mean that there's an inferiority going on there. So I know even when I was in prison, when they tried to make you feel inferior and less than human, I never bowed down, man. So that's why when I hit the block, I just took off running, because I never, after I really came to my own and started reading a lot about just, black history and just, knowledge as far as the science behind man, and what a lot of the, culture was responsible for here in America. First open heart surgery, the traffic light, designing Washington, D.C., the first gas mask. There's a lot of inventions, some of the lighting filaments and the street lights. There's a lot of things that black inventors did that they didn't get credit for and were stripped of. And because of just how, it was back then. And, a lot of you guys just don't know it, but, it's just because of, if you look the certain part, it's already an assumption. And that's what a lot of the parents pass down to their kids. Kids don't know you're black, but when they hear somebody say that, then they make a distinction. So, I look at like adults who perpetuate that are just ignorant as fuck. You know what I mean? They got insecurities, and there was a lot of other cultures that got caught up in the slave trade, but because of blacks and our distinction in skin tone, we stand out, from the crowd, because from what they taught everybody, we came from that. We didn't all come from slavery, man. So don't buy that shit. We didn't all come from slavery. I just shared some of the things that, were endured, but, there was a lot of blacks that were capable of getting here on their own, and it wasn't all Europeans that brought us over here, man. Brothers had they knew how to navigate the seas. These dudes had, if you go to, Mesopotamia and Africa, they had irrigation and running water, and it was, it's a metropolis, man. It was off the hook. So there's a lot of things that history don't tell you. I share bits and pieces so that you go do your own research. But, I can't hold you by the hand. But I just want to share this from another one of our viewers who, mentioned something I thought was pretty interesting that you don't hear about in history. Hey, Big Herc, I'm 23 years old from Romania and a regular watcher. Both my grandfathers were given as slaves by their own parents to the Bolsheviks since 8 to 10 years old, because they would have starved to death otherwise. My father's father died at around 40 from a stroke. My mom's father had 2 strokes in a later part of his life, but lived and died 2 years ago of old age. He was 85. It's rough, man. I understand what people feel when things like these aren't taken seriously or not given enough attention. My whole family is white, blonde, with blue eyes, and were taken slaves. Tyranny doesn't care about your appearance or anything like that. This happened to both my grandfathers less than 80 years ago, and no one really brings it up, kind of like being ashamed of it because they were dirt poor. My mom's father was given a burning red iron horseshoe when he was taken as a slave, and it burnt his hand bad, leaving deep scars for the rest of his life. This was done just for fun by his master that he was given to. It makes me feel really appreciative of the freedom and opportunities I have in my life. Thank you for your videos, man. They really help out. Hey, man, shout out to that cat, man. Crazy, his grandfather died at 80 something, so he was in slavery when, not too long ago. Less than a century ago, man, in slavery in Romania. And I know this is true because I have a Romanian homie, and his grandfather was sold into slavery, and captured by the Bolsheviks, and lost his toes because of frostbite, and used to tell him stories, and basically told him never to, feel that you're inferior or take on the victim mentality, and work hard. Don't feel sorry for yourself. And a lot of you goddamn simps out there, you beta boys that get mad when I say, oh, blah, 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 blah. And, oh, Herc, you always got to be tough. It ain't about being tough, man. It's about being a stand-up and knowing that you ain't got it that bad, bro. You ain't got it that bad. Matter of fact, you ain't got it bad at all. You ain't been through anything to really be complaining about. I can't, and I, like I said, I'm not out here complaining. I lost over a decade of my life, and I'm out here getting it. So, this is for all you guys out there getting it. Shout out to the Romanians. Shout out to anybody whose family endured, and went through trials and tribulations, and now have, achieved success. My partner, man, doing very well for himself, man, but, his grandfather was a slave, man. I tripped out when he told me. Who associates, slaves with Romania? So there's a lot of things they don't tell us, man, because it doesn't feed the narrative. And here, the narrative is all about creating chaos and controlling people's emotions. We got to do your homework, man. And at the end of the day, you know what you are. Don't let these people make you feel anything less than what you're capable of. Step your game up, man, and have some pride about yourself, some dignity, some stand-up. You can't make me feel some kind of way because you said I came from a slave, and not me. You ain't gonna make me feel weak. I'll smash, man. I'm not gonna, feel like some old simp boy because you said, oh no, it doesn't work on me. It might work on some other people, but it don't work on me. At the end of the day, I know how to go out here and make some shit happen, and I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna put my moves down that I need to put down with the right people, and I know there's opportunity available if I apply myself, just like if you apply yourself. Big Herc916.
Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.
Hey.
I got that work. Hey, see, while y'all in quarantine, I got that work. Split the coronavirus wig, man. Hey, go to the link in the description and get your limited edition coronavirus wig splitter shirts. Big Herc916 getting down fresh out.